Hey there, this is Gerald Bass with the Rise of the 1%. In today's video, I wanted to talk about if I had to start from scratch, how I would go about getting the business back to multiple six figures plus a year when it comes to marketing and sales. And the reason I want to cut this video is because in last week's video, I was asked that question, and I decided this week I want to go a little bit more detail on what I would do from a marketing and sales standpoint to get back to multiple six figures plus a year if I had to start from scratch. Now, before I get into the information, make sure you bang that like button. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell. And with that said, let's get into it. And so the first thing I would actually do from a marketing standpoint is I would want to identify where my target audience is actually hanging out at. So if they're hanging out on Facebook, then of course I need to be over on Facebook. So what would I do from a marketing standpoint on Facebook? Well, the first thing I would do is make sure that my Facebook profile is properly optimized. What do I mean by that? Professional background cover photo, a great high quality profile picture, and the about section specifically who I serve, how I serve them. Also as well, I would start posting on my Facebook page. And what I mean by posted is I typically use a formula, and I've actually trained on this for many years now here on YouTube, to even as well to many of our clients, is that I use a formula called the 4 E's of social media marketing. So is enlightening content that I will be posting, which is inspirational content. The second E is educational, to educate. The third E will be entertaining / lifestyle, having a human element to my postings. The fourth E is engaging content. And then outside of that, I'll be posting testimonials or results and case studies as I get them from clients. That's what I will be posting. Now, another thing that I will have is I will actually have what they call a funnel. Okay. Now, why I have a funnel is because I want to also be able to build an email list, especially if I'm starting from scratch. So what I will do is I will actually create a lead magnet. Okay, that can be an ebook, that can be a video or case study, that can be an article, that can be a report, that can be a cheat sheet, that can be a survey. It's different lead magnets you can utilize. And what I would do is when I'm putting out my different postings throughout the week, let's say on Facebook, for example, okay, not on every post, but on some posts, I will give call to actions that if they want to be able to dive a little bit more deeper or learn more about whatever I spoke about in that particular piece of content, then they can go over and get access to some free information where they will actually have to enter in their name, their email, their phone number. So now I'm actually starting to build an email list, okay, of those that actually potentially have an interest in learning more from our company, and also potentially even having a working or business relationship, whether it's now or even in the future. So that's what I would do. Also, when it comes to Facebook, I will find Facebook groups where a lot of my ideal clients are hanging out at, and I will join those groups. And I will not go into groups spamming. I will go into groups and add value. I will go into groups and build relationships with those that are in those particular groups. And in those groups, you potentially make some friends, you can build some relationships, you may as well be able to potentially form some strategic partnerships to potentially even get in business in terms of clients, okay? Now, alongside that as well, I will make sure I have an outbound strategy, okay? A lot of people just sit back and just waiting on business to come in to them. I will make sure I'm connecting with people outbound as well on the Facebook platform of those that I could build relationships with, identify challenges they may be having, and if can help them, of course, move the conversation from online to offline to a call. And that's when we get into what we're talking about, the sales process, okay? Now, the sales process typically would be, from an outbound standpoint, a 15-minute discovery call, and you'll want to have a framework. This is what I would actually have if I was starting from scratch, a framework of questions that can be asked on the discovery call, not winging it. Also having a pre-selling mechanism that if that potential client may be a great fit and you actually find out that from the discovery call, then you'll book them into that second call, right? Which could be a strategy session or a consultation. And in between that discovery in that strategy session consultation, you want to have that pre-selling mechanism, which can be like a value video. It can be a case study video. It can be a written sales letter. It can be a video sales letter. It can be your website, something that they can actually look at and be educated on more and be able to consume a great amount more information, even see some proof of concept being you have it prior to actually getting on the strategy session or the consultation. That way they're pre-sold on the offer. So I will make sure I have all those things in place. Now, another major platform that we've used to grow our business over these last years is LinkedIn. So if I'm starting from scratch, I'm gonna make sure LinkedIn is on point as well, okay? And it's the same thing over there. I'm gonna make sure that the LinkedIn profile is optimized properly. From the background cover photo, high quality profile picture in terms of the headshot, to my title up under my profile picture, to some keywords in terms of specifically how we actually help our clients, to as well on a LinkedIn profile, making sure that we have a featured section as well, where certain content that we actually put out on LinkedIn, we can actually highlight that content on a LinkedIn profile, as well as having a services page to generate inbound leads through the LinkedIn profile, to even having an about section gridded properly, which is, I see so many entrepreneurs and business owners, about section is not written properly on LinkedIn. I will make sure that's written properly as well. And typically how the LinkedIn about section should be written is, for one, you can talk a little bit about yourself and your company and some of your accomplishments, and as well as who you serve and how you serve it. But you also want to speak to the pains, the problems, and the frustrations of your particular market in the about session. That's how I would rewrite my about session if I was starting from scratch. And you want to agitate the pain a little bit, and then you want to provide a solution. And then you want to give some type of CTA, call to action, that if they want further assistance with solving the problem from you, they can book in a call with you. So that's how the about section should be written. And that's how I would rewrite mine if I was starting from scratch. And this thing as well, have certain skills as well throughout your LinkedIn profile, highlighted as well. That helps with SEO. So that's what I would do as well as the spirit section, making sure that's set up properly in terms of different experiences. And also as well, my title within the company that I actually run as well. I will make sure that's set up properly. Okay. Make sure I have a LinkedIn company page as well. And even going back to Facebook business page too. And as well in that experience section of LinkedIn, have some testimonials, then I have testimonials. Okay. I will have some testimonials in that section of the experience section under my company. Okay. As well as get endorsements for different skills, as well on the LinkedIn profile, any recommendations that previous clients can actually write on my LinkedIn profile. I have those, to any certifications, education, all that on the profile. Now, outside of that, what I will also start to do is connect with people on the platform. Okay. I will start to connect with people on the platform as well, build some relationships, and see if there's any synergies of, like I say, maybe potential strategic partnerships, even potentially doing business, and also consistently posted on LinkedIn as well. That's what I will be doing, using the 4 E's of social media marketing to also, like I said, case studies, testimonials, and results. Okay. Now, what else would I be doing if I was starting from scratch? Once again, emailing my list that I'm building in terms of those leads coming through the funnel, making sure I'm consistently emailing my list, valuable information, educating them, right? Sharing tips and resources, at times sharing case studies, results from clients that I'm working with, and as well as different call to actions at times to book a call, right? I would be doing that in terms of email marketing. And then another thing, if I'm starting over and I have a coaching business, online course, or some type of service-based business where it warrants me to be able to do webinars, I'll as well do a webinar to get things going. And not only that, I would do a webinar or even multiple webinars monthly to really get the business back to where it needs to be. So those are some of the things that I will actually do. And I would say one of the other things I would speak on too is YouTube is very effective as well. So I would definitely start my YouTube channel as well. It's absolutely free to start a YouTube channel. All you need is a Gmail account. So I would definitely start a YouTube channel as well. Make sure I got my background cover photo situated. The description of the channel, I have a welcome video on there. And what I was starting to do is start to load up YouTube content on YouTube a minimum of 1 time a week as well, because YouTube is the biggest search engine next to Google and owned by Google in the world. So with that being said, if you're putting out a lot of great content on the platform, you can be found on the platform and you can actually generate leads and clients potentially for your business as well. And so those are some of the things that I would actually be doing if I had to start from scratch. So hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also turn on your notification bell. And also drop any comments in the comment section below of any of your biggest takeaways from this video, any of these strategies that I actually share with you and implement at this time. If you are, how has it been going along for you? Or if you haven't been implementing any of these strategies, then are you going to implement any of these strategies moving forward? Did you get anything out of it? I'd definitely love to hear from you in the comment section. Feel free to share this around with anyone else you feel for benefit. And also, if you're a coach, consultant, course creator, or service-based business provider, you look for more strategies to be able to consistently generate qualified appointments and pack your calendar out with qualified appointments and scale up to that 20K to 50K plus a month mark in under 60 days without paid ads. It'll be a link in the description to a free case study. A link in the description to a free case study. Just go down in the description and click on the link and you can get access to the case study for absolutely free. With that said, this is Gerald with the Rise of the 1%. Have a phenomenal day on purpose.